deadly. Alright, we'll wait a few minutes, give people a chance to pop in here real quick. And we'll save those stories for tomorrow. Got to be no other. We gotta take a little dirt. Keep what you love. And you know what you gotta do. But you know what you don't speak love. Let me see now. Hello, hello, hello. Get along, gang, get along, gang. Each one is special in their own way. Get along, gang, get along, gang. Get up with a get along, gang. Everyone is okay. Get up with a get along, gang. Oh, get up. Get up with a get along, gang. Everyone is okay. Get up with a get along, gang. Oh, get up. Grooving on a Sunday afternoon. Reeling. Couldn't get away too soon. No, 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 no. Let's see now. Brave star, brave star, brave star, brave star. Eyes of the hawk, ears of the wolf. Brave star, speed, strength of the bear, speed of the puma. Brave star. No one should terrify the neighborhood. Be on top, playing pranks on everyone. Game no reign supreme, no unduality. Mixing with the ladies' pants, being charming never lasts. The game will reign supreme, and always have an under fight. So join history, and always have an under fight. So join in the jubilee. Cats are raging over tea. Ho, ho, ho. No one should. You can win, you can realize with you. Thunder, 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 thundercats, ho! Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 thundercats. Thunder, 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 thundercats. Hear the magic, feel the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 thundercats. Partly metal, partly real. Silverhawks going through the highways of the heavens in their eyes. The Silverhawk, the rainbow in the night. Dun, 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 dun. Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario. Super Mario World is a blast from the past. Super Mario World, you got to think fast. Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario. Well, here comes Mac on his routine mission. Will he lose or win? For plaid diaper and that safety pin. Fantastic, Mac. Hello, second person. How are you doing today? Hopefully your weekend went well. Yeah, we were just waiting around for people to show up. And it looks like they're gone again. Anyways, getting pretty close here, so um, let's see. Garfield and Friends, Godzilla and Godzuki. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. Well, anyways, 8-minute mark. So let me at least get into what's on tap for tonight. So we have quite a bit of news. We're gonna go over 6 articles tonight, plus the wrestling roundup right after. We got 3 anime articles. We'll go over. Got all of those are from Bounding into Comics. Got 3 comic articles we're going to go over, which are from CBR, and then we have the wrestling roundup and this day in each history. Some of the news coming out for anime will include some news on on a 3rd season of Konosuba being announced. Also, first, I guess, trailer for the new for the I guess the reboot, the new adaptation of Tokyo Mew Mew, and a Shonen Jump comedy gag manga is getting an anime adaptation as well. On the comic side of it, we got some new, there's a Batman prequel title coming out. Um, Jerry Ordway did some art as well. Jerry Ordway and Brian Dragata did some art. You know, um, Jerry Ordway did a portrait of Henry Cavill's Superman, and then Brian Dragata did some artwork revolving around Jean Grey and Logan from X-Men. Um, Also, we got a lot of news coming. We just coming off Hell in a Cell last night. Talk a little bit about that. We got Always Ready from the NWA coming up this Saturday. The following weekend, the 19th, is Impact Slammiversary, 20 years. And then at the end of the month, AEW's got Forbidden Door. So we'll go through some what's going, get you all caught up the wrestling news as well. So without any further ado, why don't we go ahead and get ourselves started here? Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and go off camera here for just a quick moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead and get going here. All right, so let's go ahead and go. And here's the first article we're going to look at. All right, some nice artwork there as well. Konosuba anime officially announces third season. Megumin, Megumin, Megumin prequel adaptation. Article by Nerdigan Zinc, published last Friday, the 3rd. The anime adaptation of Natsumi Akatsuki and Kurone Mishima's popular isekai light novel, Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, has officially announced both its long-awaited third season and a new prequel spin-off centered on Megumin. I guess that's Megumin right there. Two projects were officially revealed as in production on May 28th during the Konosuba channel New Information Reveal Quest Special live stream event hosted by the series' principal cast members, including Ju Fukushima, who I guess portrays Kazuma Sato, Sora Amamiya, who portrays Aqua. These are, of course, the Japanese voice actors, Sergyu, who we're talking about here. Rie Takahashi, who plays Megumin, and Ai Kayano, who portrays Darkness. These twin announcements were further confirmed by the Konosuba Anime's official Twitter account later that same day. First speaking to the core Konosuba series, the account tweeted via Google Translate, quote, after the first, second seasons of the TV anime and the smaller quotes, Legend of Crimson, on the smaller quote, film, a third season has been decided, alongside the season's first key visual. And there's, I guess, that key visual right there. In a follow up tweet, the account revealed that the season would feature direction from Yujiro Abe of Megalobox fame, composition from Makoto Uezu, and character design by Koichi Kikuta, the latter two of whom have served in their respective roles across Konosuba's various productions. Further, the account revealed that for the third season, Studio Drive would be taking over animation duties from Studio Dean. So going from Dean to Drive, huh? One a little further down the alphabet there. Turning to the adaptation of the Megumin prequel novel, An Explosion on This Wonderful World, which will feature the same production staff as the core series' third season. The account reiterated that the quote popular spinoff unquote had received quote the decision to be made into a TV animation unquote. Additionally, it shared the series premiere key visual featuring a starry-eyed Megumin looking on wistfully. Yay, I get my own show! Yay, I'm Megumin! I get my own show! Yay! That's probably what she's doing. Guess we'll find out soon enough. There she is. All right, so she doesn't look too celebratory, I guess. Ah. Taking place 1 year prior to Kazuma's arrival in Axel, the prequel story, as described by Yen Press, sees Megumin hard at work, quote unquote, as, quote, ever since a life changing encounter in her youth, the young wizard has dedicated her every waking moment to the pursuit of the ultimate offensive magic, explosion, unquote. Quote, well, every moment not spent hustling food from her self proclaimed rival, unquote. The publishers provided Synopsis continues, quote, and while the big sister's away, the little one will play. On a routine trip into the woods, Megumin's little sister, Komeko, finds a strange black kitten. Little does she know that this cat plays a key role in unsealing a dark god's tomb. Ooh, something. And there's a cat. Cat's got like some kind of devilish smile on it. Following the unveiling of these announcements, Akatsuki tweeted in celebration, quote, a third season of Konosuba and An Explosion on This Wonderful World spinoff anime have been decided, unquote. Quote, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Yay, he wrote, unquote, he wrote. Quote, and 3 days later, on June 1st, last Wednesday, Combatant Volume 7 will be released. So it's already been released 5 days ago. Sorry for the wait. In addition, the movie version of Isekai Quarter, in smaller quotes, will be released on June 10th. Look forward to it too. More work. Yay! Unquote. See if anybody's here yet. Anybody's commenting on it. Not only that, but StreamYard is once again saying that nobody's here, which is baloney. Continuing on. Offering her own thoughts, Mishima added, quote, "Thank you for the Kono Subaru channel um, special. Everyone's tension was maxed out from the beginning, and it made me smile, too. I'm so happy," unquote. Quote, "Two anime for real?" Unquote, she exclaimed. "I did it!" Quote unquote. Currently, the first two seasons of Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, are available for streaming on Crunchyroll. Quote, "After a traffic accident, Kazuma Sato's disappointingly brief life was supposed to be over. But he wakes up to see a beautiful girl before him," unquote, reads a series synopsis provided by the streaming service. Quote, "She claims to be a goddess, Aqua, and asks if he would like to go to another world and bring only one thing with him," unquote. So Kazuma decides to bring the goddess herself, and they are transported to a fantasy world filled with adventure, ruled by a demon king, unquote. It elaborates, quote, "Now Kazuma only wants to live in peace, but Aqua wants to solve many of this world's problems, and the demon king will only turn a blind eye for so long," unquote. Yeah, until he feels that they're making too much trouble for him, and then he'll probably start striking back, being too disruptive to his world. Hmm. Monday, Monday, so good to me. Alongside these first two seasons, Crunchyroll also offers The Legend of Crimson Film, the first full cinematic outing of the Konosuba franchise. Quote, "One day, the Crimson Dragon girl, Yunyun, says something that makes the entire group freeze up," unquote, says Crunchyroll of the movie. Quote, "I want to have your babies, Kazuma." Yeah, I would probably get a few wild takes. Say, what? You make that announcement in a group like that, you just asking for some what? And so WTFs and all that. Uh, let's see. Upon hearing the details, it turns out that the Crimson Demon village that Megumin and Union are from is facing a threat that could mean its ending. Unquote. But is this similar to what's going on in the real world Japan right now? Where basically the birth rate's down so low that they're trying to get people to have sex more. Quote, "Kazuma and his gang follow Union, who returns to the Crimson Demon village intent on saving it, when they are faced with their greatest threat yet," unquote. They conclude, quote, "What will become of the unremarkable adventurer, Kazuma's life in another world," unquote. That's quite interesting. Oh boy, look at that. Ay, 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 ay. Ah, okay. Are you excited for these new Konosuba anime projects? Let us know your thoughts. Well, they sound like pretty interesting. Your thoughts on social media or in the comments down below. Alright, so getting ready to move on to the next story here. And looking at it. And excuse me, because Chloe's barking again. I gotta go tend to her now. I'll leave some music on for you guys while I'm gone. And I'm back. Oh, so he's. All right, so here we go. As we already continue on here. Tokyo Mew Mew new anime confirms release date in first trailer since death of original manga artist Mie Kumi. Article by Nerdigans Inc. published Friday. In its first update since the tragic passing of series co-creator and artist Mie Kumi, the upcoming Tokyo Mew Mew new anime has released a new trailer, both confirming the series release date and revealing two more members of its cast. First announced in 2020 in commemoration of both the 20th anniversary of the manga's release and the 65th anniversary publication in which it appeared, Kodansha's Nakayoshi magazine, Tokyo Mew Mew New, will serve as a brand new adaptation of Ikumi and author Reiko Yoshida's popular 2002 magical girl manga, Tokyo Mew Mew. Now, here in the States, we call it Mew Mew Power, I believe, um, or Mew Power, something like that. On May 28th, the Umeta Company and Graphinica animated series released its second and latest trailer, therein highlighting the transformed versions of the five Mew Mews. The trailer begins with Ichigo's date with Masaya Aoyama. Prior to the earthquake, whose destructive force heralds a mysterious light that fuses her and her teammates' DNA with that of various animals, in the process bestowing upon them a bevy of powerful abilities. Standing next to a very bizarre looking CGI rendition of the animal she now shares half of her DNA with, an Iriomote cat. Trailer next cuts to Ichigo um, as she undergoes her first transformation sequence, after which she appears as the strawberry bell wielding Mew Strawberry. As the group's leader, her transformation is unsurprisingly the most elaborate of the group, beginning with her Mew pendant bursting over with pink link before transforming into a gate through which a bright pink Iriomote cat then proceeded to jump out of. The cat that envelops Ichigo as she undergoes a usual magical transformation sequence, covering her body in what looks like the cosmos, while her strawberry Mew gear appears on her person. Yeah, we've seen transformations like this, particularly in Sailor Moon and many other magical girl shows. Hmm. After her transformation, the trailer then shows a brief glimpse at her signature ribbon strawberry check attack. Hmm. Anyways, get back to this. Aligning the heart-shaped jewels on both of her gloves with the straw bell, the attack sees Mew Strawberry blast enemies with a bright pink energy blast, a change from the manga where energy is originally rainbow colored. Strawberry colored, strawberry, her name's Ichigo, which I think is a Japanese word for strawberry. So next we see Minto Aizawa, whose recent merging with the DNA of a blue lorikeet, lorikeet grants her the mantle of Mew Mint. Um, as she wields her Mintone arrow weapon and releases her Ribbon Mint Echo attack towards an unseen enemy. In another change from the manga, Mew Mint's arrow blade is depicted as light blue, whereas it was first depicted as pink. Oh, yeah, it looks like they're changing things up a little bit here. Following Mew Mint comes uh, Retatsu Midorikawa, um, whose finless porpoise DNA allows her to become Mew Lettuce. Charging up her Lettuce Stanit's signature attack, and the third member of the team proceeds to unleash a powerful blast of water. Yeah, doesn't this sound a little familiar? Maybe Sailor Moon esque or something like that. Taking her teammate's lead, Bu Ling Hong, otherwise known as Golden Lion Tamarian DNA infused Mew Pudding, then takes center stage, sending her Poo rings on her fingers. The chipper street performer proceeds to launch one of her signature purring ring inferno attacks. Inferno, as in a fire attack, basically. The elements in there. Last but not least, the trailer shows Fujiwara, whose merging with Grey Wolf DNA transformed her into the vigilante turned Tokyo Mew Mew member Mew Pomegranate. Charging her Zakross whip, Mew Pomegranate cracks her weapon to let it fly, a ribbon across pure attack. Fun fact: the 4Kids version of the 2002 Tokyo Mew Mew anime removed the cross from Sakura's whip due to concerns over the symbol's religious associations, as in like Christian association. Drawing to a close, the trailer then confirmed that the series would begin airing on July 5th, 2022. For overseas viewers, it will be available for streaming exclusively on Sentai Filmworks High Dive service, which what I would be wondering then, because I know the original Mew Mew series was, Mew Mew Power was when it was on 4Kids. Of course, it was dubbed by 4Kids. It was dubbed in New York. So if Sentai's got the license here, I wonder if that means that it's going to be dubbed out of Houston. That'd be interesting to see. In a post-credit teaser, the trailer gave fans their first look at the Tokyo Mew Mew new appearances of the series' main and antagonistic alien trio who appear on Earth, wishing to "quote unquote" reclaim it from humanity. First up, the group's most dedicated and stoic teammate, Pi, character voiced by Yuichiro Umehara of Goblin Slayer, followed by the team's youngest member, Tart, voiced by Daiki Yamashita, is oh, it, who portrays is a Japanese voice for Izuku Midoriya in My Hero Academia, and finally Kish, um, voiced by Nobuhiko Okamoto, who does Katsuki Bakugo from My Hero Academia, their de facto leader who secretly pines for Ichigo's affections. Originally published between 2000 and 2003, with its first Studio Pero produced 52 episode anime adaptation running simultaneously between 2002 and 2003, Tokyo Mew Mew is summarized by Kodansha. Opens on Ichigo's quote first date with the cutest boy in school, and where she is exposed to a mysterious ray that meshes her DNA with that of the endangered Ira Mote wildcat. Unquote. Quote, she soon discovers that she has developed superhuman abilities and enhanced agility. Unquote. It continues, quote, her new powers are put to the test when she leads a team with four other girls, each endowed with special abilities of their own. Together, they must now protect the Earth from an alien menace known as Deep Blue. Kodansha re-released the manga um, in 2011, updating its translation and publishing the story across three omnibus volumes. Hey RJ, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, folks. Thank you, RJ. I'll be getting to the comic stuff in a little while here. Decided to start out with anime tonight. Thank you for the like and the share. Um, as noted above, this new trailer stands as the series' first update since the tragic passing of Ikumi suffered a sudden subarachnoid brain hemorrhage at the age of 42 earlier this year. Um, Prior to passing away, it was announced that Ikumi would be drawing the covers for a new re-release of all 10 volumes of the Tokyo Mew Mew manga, commissioned to commemorate the new anime as well as providing supervision on the anime. According to an obituary for the mangaka posted by Kodansha Nakayoshi editorial department via DeepL, Ikumi had, quote, already drawn the cover illustrations for all new editions as well as, quote, some but not all of the newly drawn manga. There were to be included in each volume, unquote. There you go, right there. Oh, Ikumi had been lovingly supervising the anime for 2 years now, and we are very excited to be able to deliver the new edition to you, unquote. The publisher continued, quote, we, the surviving members of the family, will continue to treat her works with great care. We will continue to produce them with great care while enduring our grief, so that we can carry on her legacy. Are you excited for Tokyo Mew Mew New? Does the fact that it's airing on High Dive over Crunchyroll have any influence on your decision to watch it? I'm more likely to watch it because of that. But let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments down below. So anyway, so there's that one. We're done with 2 of the 3 anime articles we're going to do. We have one more, and then we'll get to the comics of the article. And this is the last. Now, since I'd already decided there were 2 more anime articles that did come into this before before the start of the show, but I decided to push those back to tomorrow. So that those. So this is the last anime article we're going to look at tonight. Oh, now I got 2 people. Goody, yay! Hope you guys have had a good day and a good weekend. Anyways, let's get to this. Shonen Jump comedy gag manga, Me and Roboco, announces anime adaptation. Article by Nerdigans Inc., published June 3rd, 2022. It only took 40 chapters, but after asking for an anime adaptation in the color page of her series 49th. Okay, I think it should be 49th, not 49st. Ninth. Whatever. Entry. The comedy queen of knees has officially had her wishes granted. Anime! The official announcement that the series, best described as the South Park of manga, in smaller quotes, would be receiving an anime adaptation, came on May 29th in the 26th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump. Revealing the news in a color page ahead of the 90th chapter, mangaka Shuhei Miyazaki excitedly declared, quote, "Hooray! We're getting animated. No kidding, it's true." Uh, the mangaka himself also announced that news on Twitter through Roboco's own personal account, quote unquote, telling fans, quote, "It's been decided that me and Roboco will receive a TV animation. Thanks to everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you for your continued support." Unquote. Staying true to herself, Roboco, in smaller quotes, has included a number of humorous hashtags in the tweet, adding hashtag me and Roboco, hashtag all needs long awaited, hashtag TV animation, hashtag it's not a lie, it's true, hashtag diffusion hope, um, hashtag retweet hope, hashtag seriously thankful, uh, bleep thanks, hashtag Roboco animation, hashtag hope to enter the trend, hashtag everyone power to Aura. In response to the announcement, several prominent mangaka offered their congratulations to Miyazaki. Even some whose series, Me and Roboco, has poked fun on multiple occasions. Yuichiro Inagaki, the mangaka behind the recently completed manga Dr. Stone, tweeted via Google Translate, quote, "Congratulations, Roboco." Unquote. Blue Box mangaka Koji Miura, whose romance series is regularly referenced through Me and Roboco, similarly explained, quote, "It's a robot animation. Congratulations." All right, let's see. To Love Ru, Darkness, mangaka Kentaro Yabuki, whose recent series Ayakashi Triangle received its own anime announcement during the previously held Jump Festa 2022. Quote, "Congratulations to me and Roboco for the anime. I'm happy to be able to enter the anime world together as a synchronous um, serialized work. Tora is also steadily underway." Unquote. In honor of the announcement, the mangaka also, quote, "took on the challenge of drawing Akane Urahara, a girl I've been wanting to draw for a while," unquote, providing a new sketch of Gorilla Gashi's secret admirer. Wow, a guy, somebody named Gorilla Gashi has a secret admirer. That's interesting. Mengo Yokoyari, the manga of the extremely popular manga um, Oshi no Ko, and a huge fan of me and Roboco, tweeted via DeepL, quote, "Oh, bleep! Roboco is getting its 8th volume, too. That's a little too much, laugh out loud. Congrats on the anime Robo-chan." I'll be right back. Just gotta step away. Just gotta go off screen for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So here we go. Let's continue on with this article. Let's see. Read that part. Notably, not only does Me and Roboco have an entire manga chapter dedicated to making fun of Yoko Shari's mystery drama series, but Miyazaki parodied the cover of Oshinoko's first collected volume for the eighth volume of Me and Roboco. In response to all the love, Miyazaki tweeted via DeepL, quote, "This week, Me and Roboco had an unexpected cover and color page. Um, the most beautiful appearance of a lifetime. Check out the magazine," unquote, and then quote, "And I've received so many warm congratulatory comments and many more," unquote, he added. Quote, "Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and that's to all of you," unquote. In typical Me and Roboco fashion, Miyazaki used the series' 90th chapter to not only announce the anime's production, but also take digs at anime censorship, specifically its popular and demand among certain sects of Twitter. Um, for example, during a discussion of their upcoming adaptation with Bondo, Roboco warns, quote, "Anyway, this is an anime series. We're talking about you. Need to be very careful about how you act, master." Unquote. Okay, that seems interesting. Quote, "If you do something problematic and it gets out, our anime series could get canceled." Unquote. She continues, quote, "Let's just do a plot where we stay quietly in the house until the anime airs. Plus, my knees are probably too intense, so I'll go blur them." Oh, God. I'll go blur. Oh, boy. Hmm. Immediately after Miyazaki sets up a jab at feminists who take issue with big breasts in anime and manga, as Roboco um, reveals that she's changed her appearance in order, quote, "to get a hot bod to make sure we pull plenty of male viewers, unquote. Quote, well, my chest is huge now, after all, unquote, she adds. Quote, the gentlemen will love it. Just you watch. Male gaze! Male gaze! Male gaze! Oh, wait. Right on cue, Bondo's mom gives form to such feminist complaints, bursting into the room and declaring, quote, I sent something sexy in here. I told you no darkness, unquote. Another instance of one of the series' running gags. But sees her reverence Saki Hasami and Kentaro Yabuki's boundary pushing ecchi manga to love rude darkness. Whenever she even suspects her son of doing something perverted. No darkness, young man. No darkness. You be good boy now. No darkness. Regulatory, quote unquote, regulatory compliance, she further yells, quote, business process outsourcing. If we're getting an anime series, I can't let even a little bit of darkness slip through, unquote. uh, oh, and there's the panel. Mom, I said something sexy in here. uh, Taking another shot at censorship, Bondo asks his mom why she is holding a ladle rather than her usual kitchen knife. Quote, you really think they can broadcast me holding a knife? Unquote, she asks her son. As Roboco moves to use her sensor beam to, quote, it out um, just in case, unquote. Yeah, because, the Twidiots would probably think she's running at them with a knife, and she's going to probably stab them to death. Because they are Twidiots, right? The chapter also saw Miyazaki take a jab at sensitivity readers, expecting Bondo's two best friends, Gorilla Gachi and Motsuo, to soon arrive and, in smaller quotes, bully her master. Another running series gag, this one which sees the pair's supposed bullying always revealed to be motivated out of love and care for their friend. Roboco asserts, quote, those two bullying you absolutely cannot end up being broadcast, unquote. Anyways, excuse me a moment. I'm going to step away from the computer one more time. Shadowhawk talks. Hey, Mike. Hey, Shadowhawk. We're just finishing up the anime coverage here. If you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, that'd be very appreciated. See if we can get some more friendly people in here. Anyways, I'm going to step away from the computer for a moment, so I'll be right back. I'll put some music on while I'm away. Right, I'm back, and I see there's some comments that may have come in. All right, already done. Good sir, thank you, Shadowhawk. Cheers, hey Woody. Yeah, Woody. All right, so let's get back to the article then. Um, Despite Bondo pointing out that quote it always turns out that they're great guys unquote, Roboco proceeds to quote just redact their lines unquote, as pointed out by her master. Doing this usually makes the in small quote offensive dialogue seem even worse. Unsurprisingly, despite the lighthearted nature of the series and its announcement that me and Roboco anime adaptation has still managed to inspire controversy among some pockets of Western manga, particularly those with a feverish preference for action shonen series. In the opinion of these fans, me and Roboco is undeserving of anime adaptation before such community favorites as Moshly, Muscles and Magic, Don Da Don, and even the canceled The Hunters Guild Red Hood. Adding salt to their wounds the same day as the Me and Roboco anime announcement, fan favorite action shonen Aya Shimon was canceled. Well, that just may be more of a trend right now. You know, maybe with all the garbage going on in the world right now, maybe people are looking more to laugh as opposed to just simply watch people kicking the jubies out of each other. Are you excited for the Me and Roboco anime adaptation? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments below. Well, it does sound like a very interesting um, manga and slash um, anime, so it'd be interesting to hear here. Right? I'm going to go off camera for just another quick moment. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Okay, let me just send a little reminder to somebody that right here, another portion of the program. Anyways. Alrighty then, so let's get ready to move on to um always seems to be getting more party. Well, yeah, the last couple times I went off camera here, Woody, it wasn't because of Chloe. It was more due to my nose. So anyways, let's get ready to move on to the comic stories here. I do have 3 of those. Those might go a tad quicker, knowing how I tend to go through CBR a little faster than um, excuse me there. All right, so here we go. Alrighty there. All right, here we go. Exclusive: DC's Dark Knights of Steel expands with a prequel spinoff. CBR can exclusively reveal DC's Dark Knights of Steel series will expand with a new one-shot from writers Tom Taylor, Jay Kristoff, and C.S. Packet by Brandon Schwer, published 11 hours ago. CBR can exclusively reveal that DC's Dark Knights of Steel series is expanding with a new prequel one-shot, Dark Knights of Steel: Tales from the Three Kingdoms. Dark Knights of Steel: Tales from the Three Kingdoms comes from writers Tom Taylor, boo, Jay Kristoff, and C.S. Packet, artist Nathan Gooden, and others, and cover artist Neil Googe. The one shot, which releases this fall, is set in the world of Dark Knights of Steel and tells readers of the stories that shaped the land and the heroes who live within it. The synopsis provided from DC reads, quote, "The El Kingdom has been ruled with integrity and honesty for generations, by families from the Waynes to the Elves." So I'm guessing that this is probably where maybe the Waynes were Kryptonian instead of Earthlings. The future of the kingdom lies with the 3 heirs and challenges they will face. But what really prepared them for their tumultuous future? What stories define Bruce, Zala, and Kal-El? Learn these tales and more from international best-selling writers Tom Taylor, Jay Kristoff, and C.S. Packet. For images. I guess that's Zala right there on the horse. Bruce. Taylor is a New York Times best-selling author and well-known comics creator whose past work includes DC includes Deceased, Injustice 2, Superman Son of Kal-El, which is probably not selling all that much, Nightwing, and much more. Christophe and Paquette are also New York Times best-selling authors, with Christophe's past work including Empire of the Vampire, the Nevernight Chronicle, the Lotus War series, and more. Some of Paquette's past titles include Dark Rise, The Captive Prince, um, trilogy, Fence, and others. Dark Knights of Steel launched in November 2021 from tailor and artist Yasmin Putri, um, taking a Game of Thrones approach to the DC universe. The 12-issue series set within a medieval world divided into three separate kingdoms, primarily following Batman, also known as Bat Prince within the series. Dark Knights of Steel also stars Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, and a host of other recognizable DC faces. Excuse me one more time, guys. Sorry. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Dark Knights of Steel number 7 releases on June 7th. The synopsis for the issue reads, quote, with three kingdoms on the brink of war, Batman is in hiding, covering from an attack and a shocking betrayal. But Batman soon finds he's not the only unfortunate soul to be taken in by a by a surprise rescuers. Strange magical youngsters have been given sanctuary alongside the bastard prince Bruce Wayne. Will these teen outcasts change everything Batman believes in? Or will they perish at the hands of a demon? Dark Knights of Steel, Tales from the Three Kingdoms, features variant covers art by Dan Mora, um, Eiji Kure, and J. Anacleto. 48-page one-shot goes on sale September 6th. Basically exactly 3 months from now from DC. All right, so there we go with that one. Right then, let's see. All right, so here's the next story we're going to cover. Classic DC artist Jerry Ordway shares a Superman sketch he gifted to Henry Cavill. DC artist Jerry Ordway posted a sketch on Twitter that he made of Superman and gifted to Man of Steel and Justice League actor Henry Cavill. An article by Brandon Schwer, published 8 hours ago. So there you go. You got the sketch on the left, and you got Henry Cavill there on the right. Artist Jerry Ordway posted a Superman sketch he gifted to Man of Steel star Henry Cavill in 2017. Ordway posted the sketch onto his Twitter account, saying it was, quote, drawing I gifted to hashtag Henry Cavill when he was doing photo ops at a New York comic show in 2017, unquote. The drawing shows Man of Steel standing with his hands on his shoulders with the words, quote, for Henry Cavill, in smaller quotes, Superman, best wishes, Jerry Ordwell, 12/2017, placed by his side. There he is. There it is right there. Ordway has a long history of working on the Superman character. Being working for DC in 1980, Ordway inked George Perez's drawings for Crisis on Infinite Earths in 1985 and Wayne Boring's pencils for a Superman story in 1986's Secret Origins #1. In 1986, Ordway joined John Byrne and Marv Wolfman to relaunch Superman in a new series. In 1988, Ordway fully took over the writing and artistic duties of the series, beginning The Adventures of Superman number 445. Cavill first played Superman in Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, which released in 2013. He reprised the role in 2016's Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of the Justice League, 2017's Justice League, and 2021 Zack Snyder's Justice League. He additionally stars in the Netflix The Witcher series, 2020's Enola Holmes, 2018's Mission Impossible, Fallout, and more. In April, a new rumor appeared online suggesting that Warner Brothers was looking for a way to use Cavill's Superman, Man of Steel character in an upcoming Superman film from Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams. Boo! Coates was hired in 2021 to write a new Superman movie with Abrams. Now I gotta go take care of Chloe. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about this. I'll be right back. I'll leave you some music to listen to here. All right. Anyways, getting back to the article here. Anyways, getting back to the article here. Coach was hired in 2021 to write a new Superman movie. Abrams serving as producer under his Bad Robot company. Yeah, let's see. The rumor follows recent comments from Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav, um, stating he believes, quote, several top shelf characters such as Superman have been left to languish um, and need to be revitalized. Yeah, I know our James Lee that we know from Critical Blast, right of the Steins, has been talking about that too. He's been talking about Zaslav's not happy because apparently Abrams hasn't done anything yet, so he either wants him to get to work or give him back the money. Come on, stop coming up like that. In recent comic continuity, Superman recently met a dark end at the hands of Pariah and the Dark Army, Justice League number 75. Since then, DC's ongoing Dark Crisis crossover event sees Clark's son, John Kent, pick up the Superman mantle and protect the planet from oncoming threats such as a highly aggravated Deathstroke and the secret society of supervillains. With a number of other heroes, Superman also stars in DC's Batman Superman World's Finest from Mark Waid and Dan Mora, among other titles. So there we go with that one. Before I get to the last article, I'm going to go off camera one more time here, just to adjust some lighting in here. Like that. All right, I'm back. All right, so here's our last article we're going to go over tonight. Wolverine and Jean Grey share an intimate dance in an incredible Nick Dragata variant. Marvel's Wolverine and Jean Grey share an intimate dance at the X-Men's Hellfire Gala, an incredible variant cover by artist Nick Dragata. Article by Brendan Schwer, published 5 hours ago. Yeah, dancing with his claws out. Yeah, that's not. I don't know if that's exactly the greatest of ideas right there. Marvel's Wolverine and Jean Grey share an intimate dance at the X-Men second Hellfire Gala in a new variant cover by Nick Dragata. Dragata's variant cover is featured in Marvel's upcoming X-Men Hellfire Gala #1, a new one-shot releasing in July. The cover shows Wolverine and Jean Grey, an on-again, off-again couple with a long relationship history. At the Hellfire Gala, Wolverine dressed in a formal-looking suit and Jean in a stunning green gown, a la her, a la from the days of her original Marvel Girl costume. I would take it. That looks like Doctor Doom right there. Marvel also released a preview of X-Men Hellfire Gala #1, which shows Emma Frost greeting characters from across the Marvel Universe, including Captain America Steve Rogers, Tony Stark Iron Man, and more. The island of Krakoa for the event. One of the preview pages includes a classified character who Marvel will fully reveal at a later date. Additional pages show Emma and Clea, Doctor Strange's wife and current Sorcerer Supreme, having what appears to be some sort of disagreement that may lead to a fight. Doctor Doom, who is wearing a fur covered costume, is also seen running into Spider Man. Um, while an additional page shows Emma sharing a dance of her own with Cyclops Scott Summers. While they're being observed by an inflamed Moira McTaggart, character who recently returned from the dead in a new cybernetic and ultra powerful form. The synopsis for X-Men Hellfire Gala #1 reads, quote, "New team revealed. At last year's gala, mutants changed the face of the solar system, terraforming Mars and claiming it for mutant kind. Do you think you can afford to miss this year's gala? All contained in this one oversized issue." Unquote. Preparation for the event, fans can also read Kieran Gillen's Immortal X-Men #4, which releases July 13th, and Jerry Duggan and Pepe Larraz's X-Men #12, releasing June 22nd. The upcoming one-shot will also lead into Marvel's AXE, Judgment Day crossover um, event, which pits the Avengers, X-Men, and Eternals against one another in a giant battle determining the fate of the Marvel Universe. Following July 13th's AXE Eve of Judgment #1, the event kicks into full gear when Judgment Day #1 by writer Gillen and penciler Valerio Schiti releases on July 20th. X-Men Hellfire Gala is written by Duggan, features art by Cia Vila, Matteo Loli, Russell Dodderman, and Chris Anka. The main cover is done by Russell Dodderman, with additional variant covers by Stanley Artgerm Lau, Carlos Gomez, Adam Hughes, and Arthur Adams. The one-shot releases July 13th from Marvel. So there we go with that one. So we're done with all the done with the comics articles. So now we can talk about some wrestling news. As we got several, we got stuff from all over. First off, so yesterday WWE had their Hell in a Cell event. The main event saw Cody Rhodes defeat Seth Rollins for the third time in a row, this time in a Hell in a Cell cage. And what made this match pretty much remarkable is that Cody had I guess prior to the event had completely torn his his right pectoral muscle right off the bone, and so he was wrestling the match with this huge nasty bruise on the right side of his chest. It was like black as night. Okay, they had to take the spots out. They were going to give him the option, they're going to give him the option to take the night off, to basically skip the match if you wanted to. But he said, no, I want to do the match. So he did the match with a torn, like, talk about strength and courage there, right? He had a torn right pectoral muscle, and he made it through a match. I mean, granted, they had to make some adjustments. There were certain spots that they had to take out because he couldn't do them because it was, problematic. But that's something else. But due to this tear, and this happened, I guess, a few days ago or something like that, or a week ago. So while he was, doing some weight training, while he was working some weights, so so now it's possible, and this is a bad time for this to happen. Now granted, there's been a lot of talk about there's a number of major injuries going on, including CM Punk, Bryan Danielson. So, there's just been a few things going on there. But yeah, so also at Hell in a Cell last night, the faction known as Judgment Day, which was, Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley, defeated AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan in a mixed 6-man tag match. Also, you saw the start of the show got off to a explosive start with a three-way match, triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair defended and retained against Becky Lynch and Asuka. In the only other title match of the night, Austin Theory retained his title over Mustafa Ali. And then in a no holds barred match, Madcap Moss decimated Happy Corbin. And there's been a lot of talk that they've been running that feud into the ground there, hopefully. Kevin Owens defeated Ezekiel. So that's basically all that happened last night at Hell in a Cell. And now moving on to what's happening this Saturday. This Saturday from Knoxville, Tennessee, the NWA will be hosting its pay-per-view, Always Ready, based on one of Matt Cardona's catchphrases. The matches that have been signed thus far, of course, include for the NWA World Championship. Matt Cardona will be defending against Nick Aldis. Now, mind you, they've each kind of suggested a stipulation for the match. I think the things are still in negotiation, but the match is going to happen. Well, supposedly it may not, but I'll get to that in a moment. So Aldis was asking for a cage match to keep Cardona's cronies from interfering. While Cardona wants a death, since he's on the independent scene known as the King of the Death Match, or the Death Match King, he wants it a death match. So right now it's still listed as a regular match. For the NWA World Tag Team Championships, the team of La Rebellion, BCS 666, and Mecha Wolf 450 are defending their titles against the Commonwealth Connection of Harry Smith and Doug Williams. Of course, the Commonwealth Connection is a deserved title shot in which Commonwealth Connection had actually defeated the La Rebellion in the semifinals of the Crockett Cup tournament. Now they're finally getting a shot at the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Camille defends the NWA Women's Championship against Kylan King. And it seems like, at least from what I've observed personally, to me it seems like they seem to be slowly turning Camille heel. Because if you listen to her promos, it's almost like, I'm going to be the one time women's champion. It's like she's like getting full of herself, saying she's never going to lose the title. She's not, there's nobody who can beat her. I guess we'll just wait and see, though. Let's see. Of course, the NWA World Women's Tag Team Championship will be on the line as the Hex. And it will be a rematch from the Crockett Cup, as the Hex, composed of Allison Kay and Marty Bell, will be defending against Pretty Empowered Ella Envy and Kenzie Page, who challenged for the titles back at Crockett Cup. And in particular, Kenzie Page has been showing some signs of good work, and it looks like they might be starting to push her a little bit. Also, for the World Television title, Tyrus will be defending that title against Big Strong Mims. Mims earned the shot after winning a slam challenge against Tyrus, in which he did, it was ruled that he did get him off the ground, albeit Austin Idol, Tyrus's manager, and Tyrus himself have had protested the decision, but the decision stands. And now you'll see them match up at Always Ready. Also, and for the national heavyweight title, Jax Dane, the two-time and current national heavyweight champion, Jax Dane, will defend against former national title holder Chris Adonis. Chris Adonis, you all may remember, was Chris Masters in the WWF. But he will be getting a chance to regain that title. In a triple threat tag match, the Mortons, Ricky and his son Kerry, will be taking on the Fixers, Jay Bradley and Wrecking Ball Jersey, and the third team will be AJ Kazana and a mystery partner. Now, there's been some recent history with the Mortons and the Fixers. The Fixers have kind of been a roadblock to Kerry getting a chance to go after Kobe Carino one more time. Fixers has been acting as Carino's bodyguards, as it were. Also, the AAA Reina's champion, Taya Valkyrie, will be making an NWA appearance, taking on Natalia Markova. Of course, title not on the line, but Taya Valkyrie will be taking on Natalia Markova in the in a women's match, and then in his last match, Aaron Stevens, who many WWE fans would remember as Damon Sadow in his last match, and it's what is said to be his retirement match. He will be taking on Trevor Murdoch. In essence, to try to hopefully settle some issues that had come up recently. Murdoch, after losing the NWA World Title to Matt Cardona, has been a bit ornery of late, and Aaron Stevens is hoping to slap some sense into him on his way out. But we'll see who gets slapped senseless first. Will it be Murdoch or will it be Stevens? Also, you have had, of course, Elijah Burke trying to get through to Trevor as well. Trevor, after losing the title, has felt like the fans, some of his closest confidants, in the NWA have essentially turned their back on him. But many would say that's not the case. Also, this past weekend, one of the other things we saw this past Saturday, of course, was Homicide retaining the NWA Junior Heavyweight title in a title defense against trying to think here. He retained the NWA Junior Heavyweight title against Kobe Carino, continuing the Carino Homicide feud that started with Kobe's dad Steve all those years ago. So that feud's still alive and well after all this time. So that's what's going on in the NWA, of course. And then coming up, coming up 2 weeks from yesterday, so coming up on June 19th, Impact Wrestling will be having its Slammiversary, which will be, of course, celebrating 20 years of Impact Wrestling. Already signed on the card include Josh Alexander defending the Impact World Championship against Eric Young. Basically a battle of variations of the pile driver. You have Josh Alexander's C4 spike, which is basically what they sometimes in Japan they call that a tiger driver. It's basically a double underhook style pile driver versus just a more traditional pile driver that Eric Young uses. Also, for the Impact World Tag Team Championships, the Briscoe brothers, after coming off winning the Crockett Cup this year and then dropping the Ring of Honor and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, and failing to get the NWA World Tag Team Championships, they finally won a Tag Team Championship, winning the Impact World. They will be defending against former champs, the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Dean Gallows. In a match for the Ultimate X is returning to Slammiversary, returning to TNA and Slammiversary as Ultimate as five of the six combatants have now been let me just go back and remind myself of 5 of the 6 participants for the Ultimate X match have been determined. Of course, the champion Ace Austin, and let me just find it here. We know Ace Austin. Let's see, thus far we know Ace Austin, Alex Shelley. Oh, no, not Alex Shelley. I should wait till I get to this spot. Okay. So thus far in the Ultimate X match for the X Division title, champion Ace Austin defending against Jack Evans, who I guess just was added this last week. Kenny King, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Trey Miguel. So I'm guessing um, on this week's Impact Wrestling, they'll finally finish out filling out the participants for the Ultimate X match for the X Division title. Let me see. Also, the Knockouts title will be on the line in a Queen of the Mountain match. Now, the Queen of the Mountain match is basically the female version of the King of the Mountain match. Now, what you have, I believe you have 5 contenders involved. Now, basically, the King of the Mountain for the men and the Queen of the Mountain for the women, it's kind of a reverse ladder match in a sense. Now, most of you know that with ladder matches, usually with a ladder match, you have an object hanging over the ring. Usually, it's a belt. Sometimes it's a briefcase, usually with a contract or money or whatever. You have something hanging over the arena, and you have to go grab a ladder and then climb the ladder to grab it. If you can, the first person to grab whatever the prize is wins the match. Okay, that's of course easier said than done though, because you got to of course fight off your opponent. Now, in the case of the King and Queen of the Mountain matches, it's actually the reverse. You don't take something down from on high. You actually go and hang something up on high. So the first woman to hang the Knockout Championship, on the hook above the ring, will win the match. The participants in the match, of course, the 5 participants, of course, Talia Steeles, or Tasha Steeles, the current Impact Women's champion, and she is defending that title against Chelsea Green, Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace, and Mia Yim. Those 5 women will be participating in the Queen of the Mountain match. Now, some of the other rules to understand about the Queen of the Mountain or King of the Mountain in the men's case is, yes, the ultimate goal is to hang the belt up. The person who hangs the belt up above the ring wins the match. As I said, reverse. But you get the opportunity to actually go and hang by pinning. So what you do is, if you pin an opponent, then that opponent, then once you pin an opponent, you send them they go into a penalty box for a certain amount of time, and if you've pinned an opponent, you've basically earned the right to go try to um, go try to you know um, to try to hang the belt. So in order to earn the right to hang the belt, you have to pin an opponent. So then you go and hang the belt up, over the. Yeah. So, anyways, so there's that, and then there's also a 10-man tag match signed between the faction Honor No More, led by Eddie Edwards, the tag team OGK of Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, PCO, better known to many folks as Pierre Carl Ouellet, or Perfect Creation 1. Many of you would remember him as one half of the Quebecers, an amazing French Canadian with Jacques Rougeau Jr., former WWF World Tag Team Champions, and Vincent, not to be confused with Mike Jones or Vincent Kennedy McMahon. This guy his actual name is Vincent. And they'll be taking on the team of Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Frankie Kazarian, and 2 mystery partners as yet to be determined. So that's going on a week from this Sunday on the 19th. And then at the end of the month is AEW's Forbidden Door. No matches have been signed yet. There's been some stuff that's come out recently. CM Punk recently, CM Punk had won the AEW World Heavyweight title from Hangman Adam Page. Um, Hangman Adam Page at this past at Double or Nothing. However, I guess somehow in the course of the match, or maybe just a wear and tear, he apparently has to now go in for surgery on one of his knees. Now, traditionally, this would normally mean that he would have to relinquish the title. He would have to give it up, as he would not be able to defend it. And usually, most companies, they have title defenses, required, usually about 30 days. You have to defend a title at least every 30 days. Apparently, Tony Khan is not doing this. CM Punk himself was even ready to relinquish the title, but Tony Khan told him, no, you hold on to the title. We're going to crown an interim champion, and then have a unification match later. So the number one contender to the AEW title right now is Jon Moxley, and on Wednesday's on Wednesday's Dynamite, there's going to be a battle royal to determine Moxley's opponent. And then Jon Moxley and whoever wins the battle royal will face off to determine who the interim world champion is. Now, as a traditionalist, I don't like this. Granted, I know they did it with Mercedes Martinez in the women's title. But sometimes life happens like that, and you can't just you should go ahead and and strip the title, and then just determine. You could still do what you were going to do, but instead of crowning an interim champion, you could have been crowning a new champion, and then maybe maybe you could work the angle when Punk came back. Nobody actually pinned him for the title, so he was deserving being a number one contender right when he comes back from his surgery after proving that he can work. So but Tony Khan is all in, again, unfortunately, all elite. A lot of their higher ups and many of their talent seem to be very left leaning and be against tradition. I still cover them, but in lieu of some of the statements Punk has made recently, in lieu of some of the statements I've heard Adam Page over the past couple of years. And I know there are other guys who have similar mindsets. They've just been wise enough not to really open their mouths too much about it. Aside from, of course, the Martin brothers who come out with the BLM patches on. So, but anyways, now what they're working towards is whoever becomes, originally it was going to be CM Punk defending AEW World title against a New Japan star. I believe the guy's name's Takahashi. Who is said to be a big name out of Big Japan. Now they're working towards the idea of whoever becomes the interim AEW champion will defend that title against Takahashi. And then at some later point, the interim AEW World Heavyweight Champion and the AEW Champion will have a unification match to reunify the titles there. Again, as a traditionalist, I don't agree with the decision. But then again, I'm not running AEW, unfortunately. So, and of course, things are heating up again between the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Blackpool Combat Club, as now you have Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, um, um, have joining with the Blackpool Combat Club. We know that Bryan Danielson recently hurt his leg at a recent Dynamite event, getting his leg caught between the ring and the ramp. Somehow opened up too much to where his foot got caught in it, and then his leg. So and right now, I think there's also a hair versus hair match coming up between Jericho and Ortiz. I don't know if that's going to be on Rampage or Dynamite or even at the pay per view. But so that's all the wrestling news. So, anyways, guys, we're already past the 2 hour mark. I think it's a good time to start winding things down a bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this day in niche history. History! Anyways, let's take a look here. 2012, 1997, and 1942. Okay. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and um, and do this day in each history. History. So anyways, um, go ahead and share here. All right. All right. So first off, we're going to head back to 1942 here. As on this date, 1942, which was 80 years ago today, Warner Brothers released Hold the Lion, Please. Hold the Lion, Please is a 1942 Merry Melodies cartoon. Was released on this date in 1942. Distributed by the Vitaphone. This is the first Bugs Bunny cartoon where the title does not refer to hare, bunny, or rabbit. The character's 10th appearance overall, Chuck Jones' 39th Warner Brothers cartoon, Ted Pierce handled writing duties. Aside from the writing duties, of course, he also provided the voice of the lion in this. Carl W. Stalling composing the music. Title is a play on the expression used by switchboard operators of the day asking the caller to hold the line, please. The Three Stooges made a short with a similar title, Hold That Lion, which also featured a renegade lion. Synopsis goes, the short focuses on a lion named Leo who's trying to prove his skill as he's still king of the jungle by hunting a small defenseless animal. He chooses Bugs Bunny. And if you've ever seen the cartoon, I'm sure you'll see how that works. So the voice cast, of course, Mel Blanc providing the voices, of course, Bugs Bunny, Mrs. Bugs Bunny, the monkey and the giraffe in the cartoon. Leo the lion being voiced by the writer of the show, writer of this particular short, Ted Pierce, and Tex Avery providing the voice of the hippo, according to this, having recorded the lines before he left the studio. Tex Avery, of course, would go on to work for MGM and be on a number of Tom and Jerry cartoons, Droopy and all that. So on this day, 80 years ago today, the Merry Melodies cartoon, the Merry Melodies short, Hold That Lion, Please, premiered on this date in 1942. So moving on to the next piece of niche news. Heading back just 25 years ago today, As on this date in 1997, ECW's WrestlePalooza was held at the ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A couple of interesting little notes about one. A number of the wrestlers would wrestle, would do multiple matches this night. Shane Douglas defended the ECW television title twice. The Dudley Boys wrestled twice on the night. Taz wrestled twice on the night. This was also the show where it was Raven's first swan song, as it were. Before it was his last match before he left for WCW and started up the flock. I believe this was the match that had the very infamous scene. Excuse me a moment. I'm gonna put some music on here for a moment while I go out. We'll quote. And I'm back. Anyways, going back to WrestlePalooza 97 here, as I was saying, a number of wrestlers did multiple matches on the night. The main event actually saw the Eliminators defeat the Dudley Boys in a tag match. The Dudley Boys had wrestled early in the evening, defeating the Sandman and Balls Mahoney. Shane Douglas would defend the ECW television title twice in that night. He defeated Chris Chetty to start the show, but then would lose the title to Taz right before the main event. And that was for Taz. That was actually coming off of a loss to Taboo. Terry Funk had defeated had retained the ECW World Heavyweight Championship over Chris Candido. Pit Bulls would defeat the FBI. And as I mentioned before, in a loser leaves town match, Tommy Dreamer would defeat Raven in Raven's last match for going to WCW for 2 years and coming back to ECW. So, on this date, 25 years ago today, ECW had its WrestlePalooza. And finally, last piece in each history here comes to us from 10 years ago in 2012. As on this date in 2012, hey, Circle Gaming, Mr. Honk, 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 Honk. Yeah, you're a little late. We're almost done here. We're coming down to the end here. But thank you for dropping in, and if you can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated. Um, Anyways, on this date in 2012, 10 years ago today, the 175th issue of Dark Avengers featuring the Thunderbolts went on sale. Earth's Mightiest, and then pause there, written by Jeff Parker, um, art done by Declan Stalvey, Joe Caramalanga did the lettering, and then Frank Martin Jr. did the coloring. So this was a book that started out as a Thunderbirds, then went to being New Thunderbirds for a while, then went back to being Thunderbirds, and starting with issue 175 here, and for the remainder of its run to issue 190, would be known as Dark Avengers. So this is the 175th issue of the series that went through numerous name changes until until till the end here. So with that, so that's all that we got for you tonight, guys. I thank you guys for being here. Thank everybody for who dropped in and dropped a like and all that. Of course, don't forget this Friday as our historical comic retrospect. We'll be continuing our look at February 1939. Be looking at comics that went on sale from Dell. Batgoat should be back with me then. Also, and don't forget, the rest of the week, of course, we do our normal niche newscast. So until tomorrow, I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. So until tomorrow, bye.